the H&K VP9. I'm going to look at one. Sarge 1911 here today, and welcome to the Hideout. We're going to talk about another handgun today, but as I have to, please click subscribe. I really appreciate every one of you. Click like, I really appreciate that. Leave a comment. I try to respond to all of them. It may take me some time. Be nice, don't be nasty, and we'll have a good conversation and learn from each other. Check us out at sgt1911.com, where we help the kids over at St. Jude's at the hospital. All right, let's talk about the pistol. Polymer 9mm pistol. What else can you buy? It is getting really difficult to buy anything other than a polymer 9mm pistol. And you know, why is that? That's because what all the little boys and girls want to shoot. Not what the men shoot, but all the little boys and girls want to shoot. But what we are going to talk about today is this H&K, and I happen to personally really like H&K pistols. Some people don't like them because of the magazine release. I love them because of the magazine release. I'm going to talk about the VP9. It's been out for several years, since about 2014, but they've made some slight changes over the years, especially in capacity. They started out with 10 round, then they went to 15 round, and the one I got today is 17 round. But I want to show you a few things. You know, it does come with a stick and bicycle lock, which we really don't care crap about. It comes with a magazine loader, which we really don't care crap about. But it comes with 4 different sets of pistol grips where you can customize this thing. Really nothing new. Everybody's doing this stuff. We need to do something new. 9mm builders. We need to build some 9mm and 45. We need to do something new. But I understand that's what the demand is. That's where you're going to go. So let's put this little black box away and let's look at the pistol. Right here. This is the H&K VP9. Now I want to go off and tell you a few things about it real quick. This is just a standard VP9, cheaper model. You can get them, of course, where you can have your dots put on the side. You can get them where they got a threaded barrel. You can get them where they got a long slide. You can get them all kinds of different ways, and you got one called SF, which is the VP9 Special Forces. You got the VP9 LS long slide. Hell, there's a list of them where they're just all slightly modified to do what? Give them another pistol that they don't have to do a lot of work to and get something new to the market. I get it, it's business. Here's a magazine right here. This is a 17 round, so it's 17 plus 1. This is metal, not plastic, it's metal. I like that. Let's look at the pistol itself. Now, one thing we're going to look at in particular, and a lot of you guys know it, but some of you may not, so let's be patient. Magazine release. Right here, I'm going to turn it around. You'll see these two, and you can see them well because the pistol here is a sandy color. Here's your magazine release. Paddles, ambidextrous. So I push this down with this finger, it drops the magazine. I push it down with my thumb, it drops the magazine. I've got a magazine release I can put both fingers on, like this right here, and get the magazine out. So, as far as the magazine release, it's not your old button on the thumb area here. It's down here, like this. Now, I like this because, let me tell you why. I could change the size of the pistol grip, but I don't want to do that because when I pick this pistol up and put my finger on it, I'm going to try to point this out to you. Here's my trigger finger. When I'm shooting the pistol, I want my trigger finger, right here, for the trigger to land right here. I don't want the trigger landing down here. I don't want the trigger landing down here or in here. I want it right here on the pad of my finger. And what happens when I do that? I've got the perfectly sized pistol grip right there. But what that does do to me, it makes it to where if I had a button right here, I would have to relocate and move the pistol in my hand to drop the slide. But what I can do is just drop the slide like this, and I never had to you'll see I never relocated the pistol in my hand. So I kept the web of my hand right where I'm going to shoot, and I was able to do that instead of just changing the position to release the mag. Does that make sense? I like that. I think that's great. Now, the old European style doing it, you had to take a two-handed deal where you had to move a button down here. You guys are familiar with them, some of the older ones. You had to take a two-handed deal just to remove a magazine. Now, I really like that on these things. But there's a few more things I really like. I like, in particular, Sarge 1911 likes a 1911. That's my handgun. Live, die, breathe, die with one, whatever the case may be, 1911. Guess what? This has got the same angle of pistol grip and barrel and slide as a 1911. So as far as I'm concerned, I point and pull the trigger. I point and pull the trigger. There's none of this, let me find the sight shit and dip it up and dip it down and screw it around in your freaking palm and all this bullshit. It's point and pull the trigger. Point and pull the trigger. Easy as can be. Should be fine to shoot. I really like the handgun. It does have a rail spot on it, and you know what? Whoop-de-doo. Do I put shit on it? No, I don't put shit on it, and I would prefer it without a rail, but I don't get what I want all the time. I'm like, let's put it this way, it doesn't offend me. So anyway, let's look at it some more. Ambidextrous as can be. It's got a slide release or slide lock on this side. It's got one on this side for your southpaws. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you see it on this side, it's just long, thin piece of metal. That really don't turn me on. In my mind, it's just a long, thin piece of metal, which makes me think it could be not as strong, a little flimsy. We'll have to see. Have I had any problems out of one of any other HK? No. But to tell you the truth, I carry 1911. So does it work? It does. Doesn't seem to be a problem. Sights. On the back here, just black. They do have serrations on across it, so it's not going to get you, you ain't got to try to get that 3-point sight out there. All we're interested in anyway is this front one, and look, it's a nice bright green color. So that's why we're interested. We don't give a shit about this, especially since we got a nice, ergonomically correct pistol. Now, some people do not like these 3-finger things. I do, and the reason I do is this bottom one down here on my pinky is it protrudes so much more that it really fits my hand well. Some guys and gals may have a problem on that. You got big mitts, you might not like it, but to each his own. I like it. Back here on the back, really nothing but a lanyard. You see right here. So you put a lanyard on. Now there's one more thing that I want to point about the pistol, well maybe two more, that I find exceptional. Look at the freaking opening up there. Look at the ejection port on this thing. It's freaking huge. It comes down even on this side of the handgun, as you can see. Now, you can do that with a 9mm. You may not be able to do it with something hit big and heavy, but it comes way down there. I really, it shouldn't be a problem. It's a good looking pistol. This 2-cone color, everybody's doing the 2-cone thing, but there's one thing here that I think beats it all. And I think it's overlooked a lot of times. Well, you see the serrations out here. And you see it's a 9mm, got a 9mm spring, so it slides pretty easy. Got serrations right here. Now I'm gonna have a hard time showing you this one, but I'm gonna show it to you. Right here, and right here, I'm gonna try to roll it. These serrations stick out. Can you see it, where it sticks out? I'm gonna try to roll it. You see where these two last ones come out? You see that? All right, so I'm not just getting the serrations. I can get right here, and then I got these last two that bump out. So I can just do this, and these last two hold. I like that. Now, it's a little bit different in a couple other ways. You're probably gonna have a hard time. It does have not a load indicator, but I'm gonna say a cocked and locked indicator. There's a little bitty hole right here. And you probably can't see it on the camera, and that's, you're just gonna have to trust me. When it is locked and ready to go, that is red. It's internal, you gotta look down in there, but it's red. After you pull the trigger, that red dot disappears because the striker went forward. So it's a striker fire, and I can see that red thing, but when I pull the trigger, it's gone. Now, polymer 9mm striker fire, nothing new. But you'll notice it's not like a Glock, it's not a double action, kind of like a single action. So what happens is slide goes to the rear, it cocks it, goes back. We got a nice trigger, you fire it, and we have not a lot, but only a little reset. It's really not far at all. It's light. Now, one of the things that's also a little bit impressive, I don't know if there's some relation between this trigger and the Walter or PDP or PDQs. The trigger on this thing is really light for a striker fired pistol, and I'm going to give it a pull. And it's not going to be 1911 trigger. That one went just over 5 pounds. So I mean, we're not talking about 8 pounds. We're not talking about 9 pounds. We're not talking about 12 pounds. We're talking about 5 pounds. 5 pounds is not bad, you know, for a striker fired pistol. 5 pounds is not bad for most pistols, especially right out of the box. We haven't shot it yet. We're going to take it outside and do that. You know, it's got the little trigger safety in there like a Glock does. No, that is your safety. I don't know what else I can tell you about it without you know, you need to pick one up and handle it yourself. The only thing I'm disappointed in, one magazine, and that's getting to be the norm. Everybody's trying to cut costs so they can buy their damn groceries and shit, and I get it. It's all good, but we get one magazine. It is 17, so we got 17 plus 1. I think it's a nice handgun. I always do. I'm always impressed with the H&Ks. I think it'd be a good carry gun, provided it does go bang, bang, bang. Let's go. Okay, gang, here we are outside with the H&K VP9. Now, there is one other thing I want to tell you that I really forgot inside. You know how I like this little paddle magazine release? For us Americans who are hard to train, they do make the HK VP9B, as in Bravo, because they replaced this with a button. Try to get a little bit more of the market. So we got one magazine of 17. We're going to shoot it, see how it runs. It's dry, didn't spit on it or anything. Let's see, let's take a few shots. I tell you what, I really like that front sight. That thing sticks out there like a sore thumb at this time of the day. I don't know how to do it in bright sunshine. I don't know how to do it at night, this afternoon. It really is nice. Recoil's nice. Man, it points really, really nice. Points really nice. I like that, just a natural point where I don't have to do anything but just point my finger. Really like it. And that's it. I guess that's my 17. I like it. Booyah. I love the smell of burnt powder. Nice little handgun. I think it would make a good carry handgun. You know, I'm a little disappointed to come with one magazine. I'm sure they'll sell you one aftermarket for a fair price. But nice handgun. You know, we got enough capacity. Recoil's nice. Operates good, controls are good, ambidextrous, nice sight. You can run a light if you wanted to. I'm not going to. What's there not to love? Till we get to shoot again. Shoot safe and shoot straight.